This time, things got muddy and nasty in Maryland, with two of the biggest names in the sport kept off the overall podium. In Utah, dry and over 100 degrees, with the championship changing hands when it was all over. ATV MX went up north to a land of 1,000 lakes, with one rider jumping away with a 1-1 sweep, only on the Racer X show. Welcome to the last day of June 2015. Wow, already. Thanks for checking us out. This is the Racer X Show. I'm Greg, and we're going to update you on what happened in MotoGP, plus some ISDE fundraising news. So here we go.
The Racer X Show with Greg White is being presented by Acherubi's Soul and Passion, and by Yoshimura, the leader in performance exhausts.
Let's start the show off with the motocross segment presented by Acherubi's, and a very interesting day for the Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship. We expected heavy rain for Saturday's races. What we got was some overnight and in the morning, so the track was muddy. It sprinkled throughout the day until the heavy stuff hit just before the final moto, 450 Moto 2. After a 2-hour delay, we went racing. Here's Jason Wygant and Grant Langston with the full story.
About a half hour south of Washington, D.C., we are in southern Maryland for the Geico Motorcycle Budds Creek National, the halfway point of the Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship, sanctioned by AMA Pro Racing. Under very bizarre circumstances, here's your Lucas Oil race recap. 250 Moto 1 at Budds Creek. The conditions immediately claiming riders, the 157 Aaron Plessinger and a bunch of others down. Plessinger would not finish this one. Then Cianciarulo and Musquin, two of the big hitters, come together. Their buddies off the track and ride together a lot, but Musquin was not happy about this, cost him some points.
Yeah, you see him waving at Cianciarulo. The only thing I think of, Cianciarulo came up the inside and they made contact. But then, right here, battle for the lead. Martin against Martin, Jeremy and Alex. J-Mart takes the lead from his brother, keeping those goggles on, really helping with vision. You see Alex having to back off, avoid the roost, and then right here, we're not sure what happened. I think just an innocent stall, but just enough to allow his brother to get through.
And he kept looking over saying, is that really Jeremy? Is that the leader? Is he done? Yes, he was. Jeremy second, and for the first time ever for him and his team. Martin, as he's figured, finished second and first. Osborne holds on for another podium. Musquin salvages seventh. In this final 250 moto of the day, it was crazy. Adam Cianciarulo here in the green, number 50, grabs the whole shot. Yeah, the track is messy. You can see the mud starts flying. A couple riders went down. Marvin Musquin on the 25 gets to second, putting some heat on AC, and then Adam dumps it and allows Musquin to take the lead away. Cianciarulo had a bad lap after that, and that would allow Jeremy Martin to catch him. But then Martin would make some mistakes and go backwards. Through all this, Musquin pulls away, wins the moto, but he finished 7th in the first moto earlier in the day. So you're figuring no chance he's going to win the overall, but everyone else had problems. Jeremy Martin slipped back to 6th. Alex Martin finished 7th. And you add that all up, that makes Musquin today's winner with a 7th and a 1st. That was the best overall combined score. Cianciarulo finishes 2nd. Alex 2nd overall, so close. Here's your overall results.
How about that?
Who would have thought it would come down to 7th?
But that's what happens in these mud races. 7-1 for the overall, and Jeremy not quite able to get up there, but still a good solid points day.
Here's your race recap from the first 450 moto here today at Budds Creek. Ken Roczen, aggressive move here, had to get around Christophe Pourcel because he wanted to run with Ryan Dungey, who is leading this thing right from the start. But what's surprising is late in the race, Roczen having his troubles, and Pourcel would repass him with about 2 laps to go, take second place away.
That was really committed right there. Just grabbed a handful down the hill, got to the inside, made the pass. But for Roczen, his troubles would continue. Now you see Bosch and Baggett lining up. And look at this, just a power slide up the inside in the mud. Bam Bam gets it through.
And Baggett also behind Roczen would make the pass, pushing the champ from 2nd to 5th. And through it all, Ryan Dungey led every single inch of it. Motosport.com whole shot all the way through to the checkered flag. Here are your results from this moto. We mentioned that Pourcel and Barsha pushed, and Baggett pushed Roczen to 5th. Tickle, his teammate, holds on for 6th. Anderson, not a good start, ends up 7th. Will Hahn in the top 10 again. And Brayton wins that battle with Pike to finish 9th. They didn't even think they'd get this race in at one point. It was so muddy and rainy. Skies cleared, we went for it, and yeah, there was still some mud out there, but this is typical motocross. Justin Barcia to the early lead. Ryan Dungey in second, throws it away, did not get over that first jump. Jesse Wetland plows into him, and Dungey had his work cut out for him from there, coming from about last in about the worst conditions to do it. He would finish 12th. Barcia wins the moto, and with it, the overall for the day. He had a third in the first moto, and yeah, he can roost everyone involved with that team. They will wear that mud proudly. They probably won't even clean themselves off. They are so happy to get this victory. First win of the year for them. Here are your overall results. Porcel second, Baggett third. Here's the points. I cannot believe this. Through all the drama, Dungey and Roczen each scored 34 points today. No change in the standings. Barcia, though, up to third.
I have to send a huge shout out to the fans who stuck around post-massive thunderstorm and tornadoes in the area thing. When things calm down a bit, stuff like this happened.
Oh my God.
That is how you have fun, folks. And it was strange not to see Ryan Dungey or Ken Roczen at the post-race press conference. But I am telling you something. Bam Bam's childlike enthusiasm for his first overall on a Yamaha was infectious. He was BMX whipping it, yelling at his mechanic Ben as he rode by, and he told us that his confidence is building, and he feels that he can run up front in the dry. So I am looking forward to seeing that. Pro Motocross is in action at Redbud this 4th of July weekend. Check out the coverage live Moto 1 on MAV TV. That coverage begins at 1 p.m. East. That runs for 2 hours. Then on the big NBC network beginning at 4 p.m., we'll have 2 hours of live second moto coverage. Make sure you set your DVR if you're out watching fireworks. Want a new 450? Make sure you're entered for this chance of a lifetime. You can win a brand new 2015 450 motocross bike of your choice from Honda, Husqvarna, Kawasaki, KTM, Suzuki, or Yamaha. And all the proceeds go towards funding the Asterix Mobile Medical Center. How? Easy. Head to wina450.com and you can purchase as many raffle tickets as you'd like before August 21st and sit back and wait for the winner to be chosen on August 22nd at the Bud Light Ironman National in Crawfordsville, Indiana. It's as easy as that. The winner doesn't need to be present to claim their prize and will be contacted shortly after the announcement to choose their preferred brand. What are you waiting for? Get your tickets now at wina450.com. and help support the Asterix Mobile Medical Center today. And that's our motocross segment presented by Acherbys. Now our road race segment presented by Yoshimura, where over the weekend, MotoAmerica paid a visit to Miller Motorsports Park in Tooele, Utah for round 6 of their championship, where it was hot, hot, hot. I mean, we're talking over 103 degrees ambient temperature at race time. Monster Energy Graves superbike racer Josh Hayes told me on the phone yesterday, quote, "It was like racing in a hairdryer." Unquote. And how would that affect racing? Well, this is why we do the highlights, folks. Once Superbike Race 1 got going, it took a few laps to sort things out. At the sharp end, we had 2 powerhouse teams out front. The likes of number 1 Hayes, number 6 Cameron Beaubier, Hayes' teammate, and the Yoshimura Suzuki duo of number 95 Roger Hayden and number 85 Jake Lewis. For Hayden, his bike was just not feeling right, and he eventually faded back to third. After this pass from Beaubier, the Californian would set after Hayes for the number 1 spot. The teammates would be this close for the rest of the race and pass and repass each other until the final lap. Turn 5, Hayes grabs the binders late and forced himself on pass. Cam might have had a shot, but the strongest part of the track for Hayes, the final turn. The champ got the drive and the race 1 victory. Lewis, still working hard in his rookie season, finished ahead of KTM HMC's Chris Fillmore on an aging RC8. But Hayes, closing the points gap, is happy.
It's an easier race to lose than it is to win. So I had to do everything right on the last lap, and it's really a bit of a roll of the dice, you know, and I think that the next race will be a lot of the same. It's going to be both of us up there and kind of playing cat and mouse and see who can make the right move on the right lap and pull out a win.
After race 1, Roger's Yoshimura crew found something not right in the shock. They fixed it and Roger was right in the fight. And up front, it was number 1 and number 95 that would go after it for some of the race. But after this draft and pass, it was all Hayes. Hayden was experiencing some power loss. The heat, no doubt the culprit. The new Yamaha R1s have liquid and oil coolers that help keep things nice and right in the motor. When the flag flew, it was all Josh Hayes. Bobier reduced the damage done by Hayes' double win with a second place. As for the points, while Hayes takes over from his young teammate, the crafty veteran just playing his game right now. 3 rounds to go. Make sure you check out the 1-hour highlight show on CBS Sports Network Sunday. Coverage begins at 6 p.m. East. That's 5 p.m. for you folks in Chicago. MotoGP had their traditional race in Holland at the Assen circuit over the weekend, and what we saw was awesome. First off, number 46 Valentino Rossi put his movie star Yamaha on pole, his first since Valencia last season. The 9-times champ battled it out until the final set of corners with reigning champ Repsol Honda's Marc Marquez. In the final chicane, the two came together as Marquez was trying to grab the lead. It forced Rossi to the gravel trap, where he stood it up and pinned it. He made it to the line first for the win and 25 points. Rossi's teammate Lorenzo finished third. That further extended Rossi's points lead, which is still a very slim 10. Get onto MotoGP.com to check out the video. It was so sick. And that is our road race segment presented by Yoshimura. And now for 4 wheels and the Mountain Dew ATV Motocross National Championship. Can you believe it? We're 3/4 of the way through the season. Stop number 7 of 10 paid a visit to Spring Creek MX Park in Millville, Minnesota, where we're waiting to see if the likes of Joel Hetrick, Thomas Brown, Josh Upperman, Jeffrey Rastrelli, heck, anyone at this point, can stop the freight train that is Chad Wienen. To the action we go. Now, Spring Creek is famous for its rough and physically demanding layout with such notorious obstacles as the sand whoops. These lap after lap challenges took a toll on the entire AMA Pro ATV field and ended up claiming championship contender Joel Hetrick with a big crash in practice that left the Hetrick Racing Corrosion Specialties rider battered and bruised for the motos. But that didn't stop the 88 from grabbing the SSI decals hole shot when the gate dropped for moto number 1. But Hetrick's lead wouldn't last long as Wienen Motorsport Maxxis Tires Chad Wienen took advantage of a strong start of his own to move into first on the opening lap and quickly establish a multi-second lead. Now, Hetrick tried to keep pace but was unable to keep Wienen close, allowing the defending champ to cruise to his 4th moto win of the season by just over 14 seconds. In Moto 2, Hetrick showcased his toughness and resiliency yet again, jumping out to another hole shot. But as was the case in the first moto, Hetrick's early lead was short-lived as Wienen got another great start and got around Hetrick on the opening lap. Hetrick again did his best to keep Wienen in sight, but the Yamaha rider was on a mission and marched his way to another dominant moto win by over 15 seconds. Hetrick easily claimed second, while Rastrelli, back from his crash 2 weeks ago, a solid 3-3. But it was Wienen's first 1-1 of the year.
I just had it going on today, and I just had a good feeling about it, and track suited me so well. Nice, brutal, rough, and really looking forward to Unadilla next and take it one moto at a time.
Wienen's domination moves him 21 points ahead of Hetrick with only 3 rounds remaining. Someone better step it up or Wienen's gonna take his 4th. How about a little off-road news? We told you a few shows back that the International 6 Days Enduro team is heading to Slovakia in early September, and that it costs a lot of money to participate, like $12,000 in gas, $1,500 in water. Most riders pay their own way to attend. Well, on June 19th, just before last week's GNCC at Snowshoe, there was a fundraiser for the team. Here's a little video about that.
All right, it's Antti here. We're at the 7th hole here at the Ravens Golf Course, having an ISG Golf fundraiser. Having a good day here. A lot of fun playing with a group of good guys from GNCC Racing, ATV and bike riders coming together and playing for a good cause. So far things is going well. Our whole fundraising event and the team overall, we have the whole junior and trophy team riders here playing and having a good time, and hopefully raising a bunch of money to get us over to Slovakia this year.
No, it's good. It's one time everybody gets together for a year to play golf, and it's for a good cause for the 6 Days Fun this year. And I'm excited to be a part of that for sure. It's one of the greatest races I do all year, and looking forward to this year doing it in Slovakia.
The results? Well, for the golf team's perspective anyway, Caleb Russell and his pops Jeff, along with John Henry and Scott Kiger from Coastal Drilling, won the overall. Kiger's Coastal Drilling will be the primary sponsor for the team, which is great news. and the golf outing raised around $33,000 for the team. But you can also help in the fundraising. If you go to the ISTE page on AmericanMotorcyclist.com, you can buy a t-shirt with all the proceeds going to support the team. So be a part of what might be the winning nation's team. It's our nation's birthday this weekend, so go watch some racing. Pro Motocross is only an hour and a half from Chicago, 2.5 hours from Indy, 3 hours from Detroit. Redbud is the spot. And on the way south side of Illinois, AMA Pro Flat Track stops in DuQuoin at the State Fairgrounds in the evening. Great racing there. The WMX Series sticks around Redbud for Sunday's racing. You won't want to miss that. So go out and have some fun watching motorcycle racing.
The Racer X Show with Greg White is being presented by Cherubies, Soul and Passion, and by Yoshimura, the leader in performance exhausts.
That's it for us this time. We hope you enjoyed it. Share this video with everyone you know and don't know. And go buy the ISTE t-shirt for yourself and your friends. It's always good to give. Okay, that's it for the fine crew here at the Racer X Show and Racer TV. I'm Greg. We thank you for watching, and make sure you keep it locked here all the time because we are all racing all the time. Happy birthday, United States. Bye-bye.